offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, yeah, baby. Dolphins get it done. They defeat those stinking Texans 17-9. I love it. There we go. It wasn't pretty. In fact, it was downright ugly. It could have been more ugly than what it was, obviously, because, it's this way. This way. I don't know. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. We are ready to rock. It was ugly. I mean, 5 turnovers by the Dolphins, 3 by Jacoby Brisket. Gaskin Holland had the fumbles. This is the most turnovers in a single game this season between the Dolphins and the Texans. Damn, the video's looking a little shady there. I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but anyways. So no, it looks good there. All right. I just looking a little shady there. But anyway, as long as the audio's coming in, it'll fix up with the video. It'll kind of figure everything out. 9 turnovers, not bad. Yeah, no, I would say no. It was 8, right? Wasn't it 8? Was it not? Oh, that's right. At the end, that's right. They got the 9. That's right. That's right. There were 9 turnovers. So 9 turnovers in a game. It was just absolutely ugly. But listen, they won, man. They won. And I don't know why I thought they would win. I mean, then again, there's other games I thought they would win this year, and they didn't. But this one, after all these last couple of weeks, I haven't even bothered because I didn't think they would win. This week, put it this way, I put a bet in on the Dolphins minus 5.5 in this game. When it went down from 6.5 to 5.5, I actually laid a bet on it. And then when it went down to 4.5, I doubled up. And I needed it because, Joe Shad's tip about Salvan Ahmed, that one did not work out there. So next time I'll just go with my own bets. Or maybe Lee Sterling, who said, hey, take the Broncos. They're gonna shock, and they actually did today. How about the Jags beating the Bills? How much more worse does that make us feel as Dolphin fans? That you lose to the Jags, who lost 20 straight, and then you can't beat the Bills, but there goes the Jags, and they beat the Bills 9-6. In an ugly game, but who cares? You got to win. Like today. Today was ugly. Today was ugly. There were some highlights. There were a couple guys that actually did some stuff. But, in the end, I can't sit here and complain about a win. You know what I mean? I know it was super ugly, and somebody asked me about this game, and I said, this game really shows how bad Miami is. Because think about it, Houston is terrible, and they did everything in their power to give the game to you, and you took it. And yet you were still able to win, even though you actually committed 5 turnovers in the game. So by committing 5 freaking turnovers in the game and you still win, that means you are either really lucky or you are facing a really bad football team. And we're going to go with the latter here. The Houston Texans are a terrible football team. Yeah, were there little moments here and there? Of course. Watching Jalen Phillips pick up another, half sack, watching Javon Holland pick up a touchdown, an interception that is in the end zone, watching Mike Gesicki put on a show with 2 terrific one-handed catches, almost a third one-handed catch in this game. I mean, so there are some things that, you can sit back and say, all right, that was fun to watch, this person, that person. But collectively, I mean, Brian Flores is 6-16 in challenges. He went 0 for 3 today. Think about that. That is kind of like a small slice of the pie, so you can actually get a taste of what Brian Flores is all about when it comes to coaching. And let me tell you something, myself and many others, we really were impressed with the way Brian was handling things the first 2 years. And we thought that, hey, this is the right guy. He's wired for when things really ramp up. And this year ramped up and he wasn't ready for it. And whether it's the crazy ass offensive coordinator decisions, however you've handled your coaches, from offensive line coach to offensive coordinator, all of these kind of things. This and then I just pointed out to you, he's 6-16 on challenges, and you and I know, like I think it was Chris Myers that pointed it out, that why would you call a challenge that is on the 4-yard line, or I think it was the referee that pointed out, the guy that Pereira or whatever that works for them.
Yeah, it was Mike Pereira.
It was Mike Pereira. Yeah. Like, why would you even challenge that from the 4 to the 2-yard line? What's the difference? You know what I mean? And it's true. You gave away a timeout, but luckily you're playing against such a bad team that you can take a chance and lose that extra timeout. If you were playing against a good team in a tight game, that timeout and that bad decision may have cost you down the line. And so there's a lot of things that it's great to win, and I'm happy that they got the victory. But in the victory, you see why they're a bad team. In the victory, you see why Brian Flores is a bad coach. You know what I mean? That's the twisted part about all of this. That in the victory, you are watching why the Dolphins are 2-7 this season. It's really, really just twisted, man. Just absolutely twisted. I was happy for Mac Hollins getting the touchdown. All of there were things that happened in this game that I was happy for individually. You know what I mean? Collectively, of course, I was happy that they picked up the victory. I'd rather them win than lose against the Houston Texans. My Lord, you lose this game, I don't think you have hope to win any other game the rest of the season. And mind you, we were all thinking early, before this season started in August, we're thinking, okay, those 2 against the Jets, Miami's better. They should win. Now you're going, I don't even know if they can win any other game. This was one of them that you had to win this game. You had to win this game. You don't have a lot of these kind of opportunities down the line. It's insane. Now, we are awaiting Alan Poupart is going to join us as always with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Straight from after this game and after covering everything, we are going to carry, of course, the Brian Flores press conference. We are awaiting Brian Flores right now. The players are on there. Eric Rowe is facing the media right now. Eric did a what was the play that he did in this game? Somebody was on the ground. I forgot which one it was, and he didn't even touch him. And Ogba had to come in and touch the guy and keep him down. And he looks up at Rowe like, yo, dude, like, this is not college. And Eric Rowe is a seasoned veteran, like you should know. But wow, what a brain fart at that moment not to touch the guy. And it's like, the dude's live. Like, if he gets up and runs, he can continue. And Ogba, you can tell, was kind of pissed. Like, yo, man, when you paying attention, you got to touch this guy on the ground, that kind of stuff. So Rowe right now is addressing the media after the Dolphins' 17-9 win over the Houston Texans. Lazy Lightsaber says, Big O, we know it's bad. Let's talk about some positives on the win. Geez, we will have plenty of time to bash on Thursday against the Baltimore Ravens. I did. I have been talking about the positives. But unfortunately, we have to weave the positives into the actual storyline of the season. And that, in a win, this wasn't a pretty win. This wasn't a controlled win. This wasn't a disciplined win. This wasn't an impressive win. You get what I'm saying? It was a win, but you look at all the issues the Dolphins have, they just continued. Did you watch Eichenberg get beaten badly? Did you watch Austin Jackson get beaten badly? You understand what I'm saying? It's just, we could watch Brissett make mistake after mistake after mistake. I mean, early in the game where he throws that interception and all you had to do was throw it away. It's like, really, dude? Like, how long have you been in the league? You're going to continue to do stuff like this? So, Lazy Lightsaber, dude, I would like to sit here and make it sound like this was a terrific game, but it was good to win, but it wasn't a terrific game. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's the difference. So as much as you might be a little pissed that I'm being honest, I got to be honest about it. Leon Fresco, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. First of all, he says, Houston was trying to lose and we still almost lost. Well, they weren't trying to lose, but they suck. And so, yeah, they kind of look like that. But I get what you're saying. As bad as they are, Miami stole a victory from the jaws of defeat. Okay? Basically. Frankie Fresco says Flores won the challenge of fumble. He did? Oh, so he was 1 of 4 or 1 of 3?
He was 1 of 3, I think. Today.
1 of 3, that's right. I said 0 of 3, that's right.
Yeah, at the very
1
end.
of 3, that's
that
right.
fumble at the tight end at the end.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's 6 of 16 for his career. It's bad. That's just not good. Just not good. Flo challenged the play that he would have won if he would have only gained 2 yards. Big O been hitting the sauce. Dolphins made him drink. No, not yet. Not yet. If I was a drinker, there's no doubt the Dolphins would have made me drink. Let's see. We win the game, we complain. We lose the game, we complain. I mean, let's just take the W. Yeah, Richard, my brother, if you want to live in fantasy land and you want me to all of a sudden talk about this win like it was great and they're on their way and they can build on something, dude, if you want me to blow smoke up your ass, I can do that if you want, but that's not what I've never done that for 31 years. I got to tell you what I honestly feel. I love that they won. Dude, I bet the Dolphins. That's something most of you can't say. I made 2 bets on the Dolphins. I said that the defense would actually make some plays today, and they did. So, I mean, talk about positives. Dude, I had the balls to put my money on the Dolphins today. Did you? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm as pro Dolphins as I can, but I do this job objectively. I do this job and I tell you what I see. So I'm glad they won, but Flo was terrible in this victory. Let's be honest. I'm glad he won, but Jacoby Brissett was terrible in this victory. And I just have to be honest about that. And while it was a victory, it was against the worst team in the league, or second worst, depending on how you want to look at them in Detroit. And they did everything in their power to give you the game, and the Dolphins did everything in their power to give back the game. 5 turnovers. Do you think they win this game against a good team? Of course not. So, yes, I'm happy they won. Dude, I bet on them. If I didn't think that I thought it was like done deal and they're bad, I would have taken Jimmy Johnson took the Texans. I didn't. I took the Dolphins. So it says something about me, but I'm just being honest about what I'm seeing. Uh, we got Flo. All right, we're going to Flo now. Flo got to go, says Allen can come on and tell us how he thought Brissett played well. Here we go, Flo.
It's good to get a win. Yeah, so he got hurt or banged it last week. Finished the game in Buffalo. Was limited all week. Look, he's tough. He tried to go. It really just became a more of a how far could he throw? Would he be able to kind of make all the throws we need him to make? But we thought it was enough to put him in a backup role. And we felt like that was the best thing for the team. So we would have to change some things offensively if he went in, if he had to go in. But Kobe was able to finish the game. We just felt like Tua at the where he was at was better than making the elevation. He's close, I would say, but it really was just more of a how far can we make it? The throws we need to make, all of the throws we need to make.
What was the final decision made that Jacoby would start instead of Tua, and do you think he has a shot for Thursday?
Well, for Thursday, I mean, look, it's still day to day. We just got to see how he's doing. It's a quick turnaround, so tomorrow, Tuesday, and in ensuing days. I mean, we knew he was limited. He was trying to go. We were, basically testing it every day, to include today, and we just felt like couldn't do it, or couldn't do it, and make all the throws that we needed to make. But he's close. Yeah, like I said, it was really every day. It was all right. Let's test it. Let's test it. A little bit better. And we just felt like we were better off going the route of going with Jacoby. Look, winning's always good. That's why these guys prepare. They work hard. They give great effort. So it's always good to win. It's hard to win in this league. Small margin for error, as we've talked about. Obviously, definitely some things that we need to do a better job of, but it's good to win. I mean, it's a resilient group, and they've stuck together, which I think that's a testament to the types of guys we have in that locker room, the unity that's in the locker room. So I think that's important on a team. You never want to turn it over. 1 is one too many. So 5 is, just, we're not going to win very many games doing that. I bet if statistically you look at it, I bet it's low. You may have it very low, but you don't win in this league turning it over. That's the number one stat. We got to do a better job of protecting it. Thankfully, we got it off of them. Kind of evened it out to a degree, and we've got to do a better job from a ball security standpoint. I mean, it's good. I mean, we got a lot of young developing players getting playing time, getting a lot of experience, and I think those 2 guys are probably 2 of the hardest working guys we have, and it's nice to see them, have some production, and yeah, it's nice to see that.
What were the keys to your defense, forcing the turnovers and then also getting those stops?
It's always communication, tackling, limiting big plays. We work on getting the ball off, really every day, and we're able to do that. Got some decent pressure on the quarterback. So, and then when you get in the red zone, those plays are, they're so critical, especially at the end of the game. One of those is a touchdown instead of a field goal, and it's a whole different game. So, we work a lot. We work on it a lot, and they executed today, so and it helped us.
Probably gonna have to watch the film before you have a full assessment, but just knee-jerk reaction to the Dolphins game today.
Did enough to win, but I think there's a lot of things we got to do. We didn't get done offensively. We didn't run it, efficiently, just without watching it. I think there's a lot of things we got to correct. But like we always say, it's always good to make corrections, and after you win the game. But we definitely got to get a lot of things corrected offensively. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. It wasn't enough that we felt like we could, make all the throws he needed to make. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. Amount of practice, the type of game that normal games get into. If you get into a whatever situation, we just felt like it wasn't. Look, we're always going to do what's in the best interest of the team, and we felt like he just wasn't physically ready. Thanks, guys.
There he is, the head coach of your Miami Dolphins. Not really much, and he's not going to tell you exactly how far Tua can throw or not. That's not a question he would ever answer. Not even sure why it would be even asked at that point. He's not going to give you insight that then you can pass it on and write it to with somebody else and all that because he can only throw about 15 yards. So by Thursday, when that game rolls around, if they try to play him, the Ravens will have the information with him. And if he can only throw 15 yards by now, he's not going to be, let's rush this guy, let's get at him. And, so they're not going to give away information overall. And you got to get a lot of things corrected offensively. Amen to that. Amen to that, Brian Flores. But you got the win. So that's it. That's all that counts right now. You got the victory. An ugly one, but you got the victory, and we'll take it. Okay. And for those of you out there, because I'm seeing some of you idiots on the chat board, like some more on there. It says, "Oh, I'm a hater because I'm pointing out the stuff that's going on in the game, and that I'm depressed. Oh no, that I'm mad that Brissett won when I knew Brissett was starting, and I doubled my bet. So why would I be mad that Brissett won and Tua didn't? What was the clown's name? I think it was Wayne. Like, Wayne, you're a freaking idiot, dude. Seriously, bro. You're a moron. Like, I bet the Dolphins at 5.5, and then it went down to 4.5 when it started Brissett because obviously Vegas has no respect for Jacoby Brissett. But then I go and I double my bet. So why would I be mad that Brissett won when all I was doing behind the scenes when the mics are off during the game, I'm talking to Sean about what I'm hoping the Dolphins do so I can not just win the game, okay, because I thought they would win the game, but also win my bet, both bets. So how can I be mad that Brissett won when I bet on Brissett to win, Wayne? Some of you, listen, Wayne, if you're too sensitive to hear the honesty about the Dolphins, this is not the show for you, dude. That's all. If you're normally soft, like you sound, Wayne, then, this is not the show for you, dude. It's just not. Don't tune in. Wayne. All right. Let's see. Big O, your new location at Sports Grill might be bringing good luck for Fins. Now they played the Texans. Thursday, you won't be saying that when we're here, and it may not go well against the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the good thing is the Ravens won, so we kind of want the Ravens to be nice and happy and fat coming in and overlooking the Dolphins, because why would you take the Dolphins seriously if you're the Ravens, right? That's the only way the Dolphins will have a shot. They don't take them serious. They make a bunch of mistakes. They're not focused. Who knows? The miracle of all miracles. Big O with an Eminem takedown of Wayne. I mean, it's stupid. You know what it is? Wayne is one of those little pathetic fans that they get too emotional about their team and they can't hear the truth if it's negative. You know what I mean? Kind of like Inter Miami. They don't want to hear the truth. Same thing. Remember when Brissett said he's a starting QB? Dude is just unwatchable trash. Dan Marino's face and head shaking at the end of the game said it all about this Dolphins team. Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly. Listen, in the end, all we care about is that they won. Okay? At least they won. Because if you would have lost to this team, they don't win another game this season. None. It's over. So what are you going to do? Ravens could play their second team and turn it into a laugher by half. God, I hope not. But you're probably right. It's like watching two fighters that don't know how to fight. It's laughable. It was rough, man. It was rough. Remember, you can also send us a text. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the program. Many ways to reach out to us. Twitter, Big O Show. You want to make a donation, you got the links right there to Cash App or Venmo. Or, of course, if you want to find it yourself, Cash Big O Show is the address. That's Cash Big O Show, the address. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, for supporting the show. However it is that you support the show, thanks to, let's see, from Robert to Alexa to Josh. Several people that came out here today. There was a couple that was over here that said bye to me. And by the way, if they're listening or watching, they didn't say anything. So if you come to Sports Grill, come on out, say something, man. So come say hi to me, wave me down. I'll go to your table. We'll talk, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But there was a couple that clearly came, for us, and were kind of like waving, hey, bye, Big O, this, that. And I never got to talk to them. And I'm like, I felt so bad. So seriously, if you're out here, come on out to the Bird Road location and have some fun. But please come by the table or wave at me. I'll go over to the table. As long as I'm not doing the show, obviously. But during the game, during halftime, whatever, never a problem. Always love interacting with all of you out there. Unless you're Wayne and you're, feeble-minded and you can't actually handle, objectivity. Frankie Fresco, once again, baby, Big O, is Urban better than Flores? Well, he is right now. He's got 3, right? Doesn't he have 3? Oh, no, he's 2. Oh, they both have 2. Well, they're kind of he beat Flores, so I guess he's got the head-to-head. So, yeah, right now he's better, which is bad.
You should be happy the Jaguars are in the AFC East, huh?
Yeah, I know. God. That's crazy, dude. Big O, why did we draft Hunter Long with a 3rd-round pick and he's never dressed for a game? Dude, I have no idea. It's not like tight ends 3 and 4 are so valuable and so awesome. So that tells me that Hunter must be really behind the scenes. Like way behind. That's the bad part. That's what I get from it, at least. Scummy says Big O seems very approachable. Always have been. Oh, just because I'm willing to point out stupid comments that are made, like by Wayne. There was another idiot too. I forgot what it was, but it's so many texts coming in that I can't point them out. There was another moron too. But I mean, just because I'm going to point out the idiots that say stupid things. Oh, you're just mad that Brissett won. I'm gonna be mad, dude. I bet it on sorry ass. By the way, what does it say about me that I would double down and bet for Jacoby Brissett to win? I'm not really right in the head, am I? Something's wrong with me. You got to admit, that's kind of a crazy move. Don't you think? I
think most would have maybe went the other way.
Right. Exactly. Most people, Brissett. Oh, for sure. No, but Jimmy Johnson. Oh, Brissett, they lost. Jimmy Johnson picked Houston. I mean,
that would have sent me back the other way too, though.
Yeah,
we
no,
know
of
Jimmy
course.
Johnson is.
Actually, you know what makes sense is that when they tell you Brissett is starting, you bet Houston. That's what makes sense. And this nutbag bet on Brissett. Me. But of course, I'm going to be mad that Brissett won. Some of you are a little cuckoo out there, dude. Wayne, I get it, brother. I don't know, maybe hung around Kurt Cobain too long. Not sure. Derek says, I hope Big O doesn't make fun of me when he eventually meets him. Yeah, I probably will, Derek. I'll probably make a lot of fun of you. But I mean, that's kind of part of the game. Wait till you see what we got coming to add to the show. Oh, Lordy. You guys are going to want to check out the show. Is that going to be ready for tomorrow? No? Tuesday? All right, Tuesday looks like the first part will be unveiled on the show. You're going to laugh your ass off. It was good. It was really good. Let's see. I'm happy we won. We have to win a few more games to get Philly's pick out of the top 5. I'd love to see them get out of the top 10. Okay. All right, let's do this. Alan Poupart and our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report next.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupart.
To rock and roll after a game like, let me ask you something, Alan. How in the hell do you even describe this game on paper?
You try to come up with as many variations of the word ugly as you can. And that's a challenge for me as a professional writer because there's only putrid, horrible, nauseating.
Orlando.
Orlando.
I don't know. I've been called that many times, so I figure I'm like that adjective now. So yeah, I don't know. I guess.
No, I didn't use that. Yeah. I haven't used that.
You didn't use that one. Okay. Thank you for at least saving me from that one at least.
But ugly. But hey, at 1-7, are the Dolphins really in a position where they're going to be like, no, thanks, that wasn't really a good performance? And it's like, it's almost you leave this game and it's like, yeah, great. They finally ended the losing streak and all that. But are we really thinking that they beat any team other than Houston today?
No. Yeah. They beat a team that did everything to give it back to them. And Miami, by the way, did everything to give it to them back. You know what I mean? Yep. Now, by the way, I just want you to know that maybe at times you thought I was a sick man. Maybe at times you thought I was a twisted man. But I bet on the Dolphins today -5.5. And then when it went down to 4.5 after they named Brissett, I doubled the bet.
You're a courageous man.
I tell you,
You're
that
very,
that
very
right there,
courageous.
that right there is insanity. Although I did screw up because Joe Shad thought that Savan Ahmed would get easily over 24 yards. So I went with that prop, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. So that,
Yeah, I would never bet any prop that has to do with over and rushing yards for any Dolphin player. I mean, that's excuse me, that's a losing proposition right there. And
all right.
and I put that out on Twitter, and it's like maybe at some point the Dolphins are going to figure out that they don't have the right running backs on the roster. And of course, everybody comes back to the offensive line, except that none of those running backs break tackles. And you saw that on the 3rd and 18 call. There was a 3rd and 18 where they throw a little 2-yard swing pass to Myles Gaskin, thinking he's going to get 10 yards by breaking a tackle or two. I'm sorry, that's just fantasy world right there.
Some guy's trying to correct me. He says it's Ahmed, not Ahmed. I think it is Ahmed, isn't it?
It's Savan Ahmed.
There you go. Aha. See? There you go, David. I'm wrong on everything else, but not on this. Ha. All right,
You
anyway.
Blind squirrel.
Exactly. But at least the sun shined on this dog's ass right now. So I won, right? Not only that, I even bet on Brissett. So it shined on me twice today.
There you go.
Twice. Well, 3 times in the last 24 hours. Because you got to admit, going to Metallica, Greta Van Fleet, and Cage the Elephant last night in Atlanta, and then doing this today.
There you go.
Come on, bro. Come on.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest.
All
Did you bet on Brissett or did you bet against Houston? Come on now.
Well, no, but I did bet on Brissett. Still.
But what I'm saying is you doubled down. You doubled down when Brissett was named the starter and the point spread went down. But you're not making that bet because you have confidence that Brissett's going to get it done. You have confidence that the Texans are going to screw up more than the Dolphins will.
When you're right, you're right. Yeah. When you're right, you're right. And you're right. You're right. But you got to give me credit for at least.
Of course, absolutely. Big props. Okay,
so I got to at least get a little love for that. The whole Tua thing. Did you get any whiff of this? Because it didn't this completely threw us off. We knew he was kind of nicked up, but it kind of felt like he would play anyway. And I know that the coach said he's kind of close, but give us a little insight on what you may know about this.
Well, a couple of things is, to me, when you have your quarterback who's limited every day in practice, that right there to me is a big red flag where I'm like thinking, okay. Then I looked yesterday, monitored, social media and the Dolphins, my emails from them, waiting for them to promote Jake Dolegala from the practice squad just to serve as a body. When that didn't happen, then I'm thinking, okay, good chance he plays. I didn't really envision a scenario where he can't start, but if something happens to Brissett, he can come in, even though now Flores is saying he could have played, but just couldn't make all the throws they needed him to. So, but even at that, you can make the argument that even if Tua is limited in what he can do, it's still better than having a practice squad guy who's never played a regular season snap in the NFL. So big question now is what happens for Thursday night, because it is a quick turnaround. Flores was kind of non-committal after the game, which makes sense considering it came down to game time or game day for this particular game. So and the practices they're going to have this week, chances are going to be walkthroughs. And so it's going to be an estimation. My guess is they're going to list him as limited both days. And on the final injury report, it's probably going to be listed as questionable, and we might not know until Thursday night whether he plays or not, or whether he starts.
By the way, Brissett, I mean, are you baffled sometimes with some of the decisions that happen with this guy, considering that he's a veteran out there at times? It's just some of the crazy decisions.
Yeah, he makes some poor decisions. He didn't seem to me to show a very good awareness on the sack where he fumbled. Seemed to me that it was kind of long in the pocket and the guy got behind him. And again, not to pound on them, but not a good day again for the tackles. And then the decision to try to chuck it downfield to Waddle after he was flushed out of the pockets when it was a really long throw to make, that was kind of dubious. But he also made some nice throws. He had like a real nice zinger to Waddle. I remember down the sideline to convert like a 3rd and 10 or something. I mean, he has some good throws. There's nothing.
And he put it right in the numbers, dude. Like right there. I know the throw you're talking about. Yeah,
There's nothing exciting about him. I mean, he's got some good plays. He got some bad plays. I mean, it's the same.
Mike Gesicki. I mean, you drafted Hunter Long. He can't find the field. I don't even know if he knows where the stadium is at right now at this point. And it's not like tight end number 3 and 4 are so electrifying that you can't. So what's going on with Hunter Long that he can't even see the field, dude? He can't. The guy's nowhere to be found. What's the deal with Hunter Long?
That's a great question. And to me, all along from the time they drafted him, my thought was like, why? Because you had not only did you have your top 3 tight ends from last year back with Gesicki, Smythe, and Adam Shaheen, to whom you gave a contract extension in the middle of last year. So you obviously like him. But then they signed Ethan Carter to a 3-year contract as a UFA this offseason. So to me, it reeked at the time of the pick as looking ahead because Smythe and Gesicki are both pending UFAs. I'm of the belief, and this is just me spitballing, that maybe they're not crazy about the fact that Gesicki is not much of a blocker, and that maybe they'd be comfortable with moving along and moving on without him past the season. To me, that's crazy considering he's such a weapon and he's developed so nicely as a receiver. But I can't fathom why they're not in for as far as to why he's not playing right now. We're not privy to seeing what's going on in practice beyond stretching and individual drills. So maybe the kid is just like looking like a very raw rookie in practice where there's no trust level there. But if once it reaches a point where the Dolphins are mathematically out of the playoffs or close to mathematically out of the playoffs, if you don't play the kid, to me, it's almost coaching criminal negligence and not to have him on the field.
No, I'm with you there. And for anybody that thinks that you need to move on from Gesicki, my brother, the last time I saw a player that can make those kind of catches in this uniform, his name is Oronde Gadsden. Okay? That's the last time I saw a Miami Dolphin player that can make those kinds of catches. And
Right.
this is an athletic Oronde Gadsden that we're talking about now. Now, Oronde was athletic in his own way because up in the air, he had great body control and those kind of things. We kind of don't say as athletic because he couldn't run a lot. But up in the air, he was incredibly athletic, actually, if you give him the due that he deserves. It's time that they realize and treat this guy like what he is, because he is no doubt your only dynamic playmaker.
You're not wrong. And if you remember, you go back to the offseason, the Dolphins they had a bunch of pending UFAs. They gave 2 contract extensions, one to Jason Sanders, rewarding him for his fabulous 2020 season, which he's not been able to follow up on.
Right.
And then Jerome Baker, who's also taken a bit of a step back, but who also had a good season
today. Got an INT today.
No, yes, he did. That was a great, very heads up play on his part. But you didn't give an extension to Emmanuel Ogbah, who is, even though he doesn't have big sack numbers, I mean, he's around the quarterback on a regular basis. And you didn't give an extension.
Played well, dude. I think he's played
very
well. I think Emmanuel Ogbah is also a product of not having a team around him. You know what I mean? Because if he had an end on the other side that was somewhat threatening, maybe he would have 5 or 6 sacks already at this point. I'm just saying.
No, but my guess is the feeling was that last year he got 9 sacks, in part, if not in large part, because of what the Dolphins were doing to confuse defenses. You remember there was a play today where he came in free, literally came as a 3rd down play, came in literally straight line to Tyrod Taylor. Correct, and batted the ball down because the Houston line was focusing on everybody else to their left. So, and there was a lot of that last year. Remember the sack fumble against the Rams, he had a clear path at Jared Goff, who never looked at him. So right. There's some of that, and as well as what you mentioned, that if you had like a bookend type of guy on the other side, maybe that would help as well. But at this point right now, I don't think they'll know that they have the cap space to do any extensions. Maybe they have a wink-wink arrangement that, Mike will take care of you after the season, and that could apply to Ogbah as well. because I think those two guys moving forward really should be on the roster.
I agree. I'd like to see, well, for sure. The Agba one is a tricky negotiation, as you know. You've been in this a long time because you kind of need the stats to back up the facts and then to back up the money to justify the salary and all that. But Gesicki puts up the plays and all that. And you knew that if he had a better quarterback or better offense or better coordinators, he'd be close to 1,000-yard receiver, pretty much on a good offense. You put him out there with Aaron Rodgers. Let's just say, okay, because Aaron Rodgers makes that other guy Tanyan or whatever his name is. He makes him look pretty good. Gesicki is 3 times the player that guy is. Can you imagine if he had an Aaron Rodgers out there? I mean, come on, dude.
Correct. As long as you understand he is what he is, he's a receiving tight end, or
Right.
almost like a wide tight end, basically. I mean,
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. Why? Because this league is littered with those kind of guys. Now, and I'm going to have fun with Omar when we bring him on later, and I'm going to ask him this question, and I know it's going to stump him, right? And the question is simple, because he always says, "Oh, well, I don't like Gesicki because he doesn't block." Okay, name me how many blocking tight ends that are great, like Kittle can block and play, right? Name me how many tight ends in this league can make the catches that Gesicki can make.
no, very, very, very few. The problem is, again, and for him, and again,
Maybe 5, maybe 6 guys.
no, if not many. But again, the problem is if you have a coach who absolutely wants some blocking from his tight end, and then Gesicki is a tight end, that's the position that he takes. There are also a lot of quote unquote specialty receiving tight ends who at least are serviceable as blockers, and that's not even where Gesicki ranks.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need him there, bro. I'll line him up wide, and I'll have a horse that blocks inside the line if I need that, and that's it, man. I mean,
That's where to go.
yeah, man. I can alternate the third receiver with Gesicki because either way, his size will create a mismatch with anybody, linebackers or safeties or corners or whatever. And they were trying to cover him with a corner because they needed somebody that has some kind of an athleticism that can get up there. But normally, there aren't defensive players that can do those. That's why Darren Waller makes your ass look silly all the time. That's why Kittle makes you look silly all the time, because they bring a part of the game that you can't defend, dude. Like the new kid now in Atlanta just brings an element that you just can't defend with normal guys out there.
That's fair. I'm not sure. I don't think I put Gesicki in the Waller Kyle Pitts category, but he's obviously a very good
No. But what I mean is he has that extra talent that not your normal tight ends have. These guys have that. I'm not putting him in that category, but what I am putting is his skill set in the air is special. Is as special as those guys, by the way. All those guys, none of those guys are more special than he is in the air. They're all kind of the same guy that they can make plays in the air. That's all I'm saying. And those kind of guys, man. I mean, dude, I don't remember. Did Kellen Winslow Sr., did he block? I don't even remember. Was he much of a blocker?
No, he did. He was a big dude. He was like 6'6", 250. Yes, he blocked.
Right, but was he much of a blocker? He was? Because I don't remember Kellen Winslow, the blocker. I got to look that up now, man.
Yeah, look it up. He was
maybe he was also a soldier. He was also a soldier. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
without a motorcycle, but he was a soldier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to. I will. I can. I'm never shy about approaching these kind of things. Oh, by the way, we do have to give the defense some credit today, right? Because again, nothing great, but they made some plays, and they were kind of the difference in this game, actually.
No question. And to me, I mean, full disclosure, I actually picked Houston to win, and part of the reason I picked Houston to win is I actually thought Tyrod Taylor, that they were going to throw a lot of blitzes at him, and that he would have the veteran savvy to make adjustments, either direct his line one way or another, or roll out away from pressure. And he was he looked clueless from start to finish. I mean, man, did he look bad. And then the Dolphins were like, guess what? You're not figuring it out. You're completely clear. We're just going to keep coming. And we're just going to keep coming. So, and that produced all the big plays it produced. And there were a couple of occasions also where the Dolphins caught a break. I'm thinking the long pass to Danny Amendola down the right sideline when Dolphins failed to pick him up after he came in motion. The one where they ran the option with Amendola, who's got Brandon Cooks running wide open, but then for some reason decides he needs to throw it right away, which allows Nick Needham the chance to knock it down just by running in front of it. So they caught a couple of breaks but those were the results of Houston just being so insanely bad. My Lord, are they bad? Yes, but no, the defense absolutely won this game for the Dolphins, no question.
Was this Javon Holland's best game so far as a Miami Dolphin?
Well, I don't know. If you include the fumble on the punt return, that he's going to lose some points there. But as far as on defense, yeah. Let's not
remember he's not really the special teams guy. They're kind of like throwing him, hey, can you help us out, kid? We traded our guys, so I'm not going to necessarily blame him for that because they didn't draft him for that. You know what I'm saying? But playing the defense was this his best game, Miami Dolphins.
No, I would say so, but I would also say I like him as a punt returner. Remember, he had a 15-yard return
losing there,
and he did that.
Frozen. He's frozen in time, and well, now he's talking. He's talking. Okay. He's just there. We go. All right, go ahead, Alan. Okay. Repeat. I'm sorry, you got stuck there.
So I said I like Holland as a punt returner. He has experience doing it at Oregon. He had a nice 15-yard return today. I like him. He's got some quicks. So no problem with using him back there. And on defense, the thing where he was so effective is he just kept coming on the blitz and he kept forcing a couple of incompletions. And he was probably the main guy, him and Brandon Jones, who just made
breaking up badly
uncomfortable the entire
breaking
game.
Up badly. You kind of broke up there down the stretch, my brother. I think the signal got a little fuzzy there. We're gonna end it here because unfortunately I missed out on your last comment. It's kind of freezing. I appreciate you, my man. Make sure you follow him on Sports Illustrated there. Bookmark it, Dolphin fans. Trust me, you'll have all his articles there. It's a great way to follow. And follow him on Twitter, Poupart NFL. Alan, thank you, my brother. Much love.
You got it. Talk to you Wednesday or whenever we speak this week.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Lando, aka the Big O, he covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The point statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back. Thank you all for keeping it locked here. Appreciate your patience. We are awaiting Omar Kelly, and we will get to talk to Omar, and we'll get his thoughts on all of this. Let's see what happens if the boys can build on this, right? It would be nice. It's not, let's say realistic, because there's so many a game like this. Think about it. How many teams will you actually win playing like this? None, practically. only the Houston Texans. I don't even know if you'll beat Detroit playing like this. Even with that, let's be honest. So let's see what happens if they can actually build on this, or, I mean, does it not get any better? How ugly does it get on Thursday is the question. You know what I mean? How far do you go from, having this success to what do you do on Thursday now? And that is a major question because a lot of us want to see some progress. And with Tua not playing today, you weren't making any progress at quarterback because Brissett is what he is. That's not going to change. What are you going to do? He's a mediocre quarterback. He's a backup. He'll never be a starter. That's what he is. But, and we all talked about this in the pregame show. Without Tua, it kind of took some wind out of the sails in this game. It wasn't as exciting. It wasn't as uplifting. I was still very hopeful that they could win this game because, my Lord, if you can't win this game, then you're done pretty much. You may not beat the Jets on those 2 games that you have against them. I'm dead serious. You may have no shot at even beating the Jets if you lose this game because, come on. Jets are better than Houston, believe it or not. AH360 gives us a little love on the super chat. He says Tua's injured again. When does this become an issue for you? It already has. Dude, remember AH360. It was an issue for me from day one. I'm on record. I would have never drafted him. Okay? And I would have never drafted Justin either because of all the introvert stuff that was out there. Plus, there was nothing big that there was nothing I was impressed with at Oregon. No signature moments, no nothing. Big kid, great arm, all that. Athletically, he's got it all, dude. He looks it. Still don't know if he's going to be it, but he looks it. So forget an issue for me. Remember, for me, the discussion is whether he can play or can't. Not whether he can stay, healthy. I've never defended that. Notice that throughout the 2 years that we're talking about Tua, I have never defended injuries. I've never called them, oh, no, it's just a fluke, and, oh, he's durable. And I've never said that. Ever. So it was always an issue for me. An issue that I would have never drafted him. Now, I'll be honest. I would have never drafted Justin Herbert either. So, but it's always been an issue. He can't stay healthy. That's a fact for Tua. And a lot of people are pissed because it's a finger injury. They don't consider it serious, but if it's the middle finger of your throwing hand, it's a serious injury, but there's always something with him, and that's the problem. I am Golic, or no, I am Logic is what it says. There it is. Big O, I'm a bad fan. I was hoping for the Texans to win, some change would happen within the organization. No, they're not going to, dude. I get it. You want Greer fired or Flo you want or whatever. That stuff's not going to happen until the end of the year. And the way this team is playing, it'll take care of itself. All right, it is time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
Omar Kelly, and follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. Catch his work at the Sun Sentinel. Omar, is there any truth that, I was told you're working on a Jacoby Brissett statue outside the stadium. Any truth to that?
Absolutely not. What I will tell you is you're probably going to have a Palm Beach County quarterback showdown. on Thursday night against the Baltimore Ravens, because it does not seem as if Tua Tagovailoa can, or they trust the fact that they basically came out and said that he can't make the necessary throws is very tough. Now it was always like borderline questionable on the on the possibly, but to come out and say that was really why we couldn't start him. It's very telling, but it is what it is.
Right, and so you're not buying the whole stuff when they say, well, no, but he is close. They just want to play the game that they played this past
I
week.
don't.
Again, right?
I don't know how many. The main issue that you hear when you talk to people privately about Tua is that he doesn't have an NFL arm, and that's the reason why they're not really committed to him, and he hasn't shown that he has an NFL arm. He hasn't proven that he has an NFL arm. Well, you're not going to do that with thumb injury, and at this point, you can't put the team in not that the offensive line is helping them or the receivers are helping them, but you can't just put him in that situation to fail.
Well, you know what? I got it wrong then. It was the thumb. I thought it was the middle finger.
I'm sorry. It's the middle finger. I don't know.
Oh, it is
thumb
the middle
was
finger.
last year. It is the middle finger. No.
Right. Which obviously hurts in the grip. Anybody that's thrown a football, your thumb is so important in the grip of that football and being able, to put the spin on it. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know how much the middle finger plays in.
You know what it is? If you're Josh Allen and you've got a cannon and a screwed up middle finger, you might be able to get away with it because you've already got that natural velocity that comes with it. But if you're Tua and you don't have a gun for an arm and then you have a digit that's messed up, that's going to set you back even more than a Justin Herbert, than a Josh Allen, or, the big strong guys, in other words.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
The bottom line for me is I really have learned from this experience that how important arm velocity. I always knew if you couldn't throw a 15-yard out in the NFL, you really shouldn't be, a high draft pick. And, I felt like Tua can overcome all that. Or I felt like he could throw it.
Fiedler. Remember, like Fiedler, they would roll him to the side that they wanted him to throw the out. So that way he got a little. I
think they should do that with Tua too. I believe they should be moving the pocket. Now, the only question is,
dude, we are talking Norv Turner compared to these clowns. I mean, there's quite a difference in the offensive coordinators. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. I understand where you're coming across. The one thing that I think when you're playing a Thursday night game, you review film tomorrow, you practice on Tuesday, walk through on Wednesday. I mean, you're literally one day of practice, and you're going to have to play your bread and butter. Now, here's the thing. How do you play your bread and butter with a quarterback who's your backup, who's probably played more than half the season at this point? Like, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4,
he's played
5.
4 games.
No, he's played 5 games now. So
no, I'm saying 2 of out 4 games. So he's played those 4. I'm saying.
Yeah. So he's played 5 games now. So I guess he has played the majority of the snaps so far this season. Actually, I can tell you, Brissett's thrown 202 attempts. Tua's thrown 157 attempts. So I guess you are playing with your leading quarterback, the guy who's played the most snaps.
God, that's ugly.
Their statistics are horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it does look. Although, in a twisted way, I think with Tua they win by more points today. But that's just me. What can I tell you? I just think they would have had a better offense this week with Tua than they would have with now healthy Tua. I do agree with them. He doesn't have a gun, so I get it. So if he does have a bad digit for a guy like that, you don't want those kind of guys out there. The question is, do you put him out there for the Ravens? And the Ravens aren't a great defense, but somehow or another they find a way to truck this team on offense and put them through hell every time they play.
I don't know it really doesn't matter who you play out there on Thursday. To me, it doesn't. The Ravens are going to punch you in the mouth. The style of brand of football that they play, and you don't play that style, and you don't react well to that style. So to me, it really doesn't matter. Probably get to a healthy for the final stretch.
When how about Gesicki today? Your man, Mike Gesicki.
Why he got to be
has
my
he
man?
changed your mind? Because we got to get you on the side of common sense now and saying that he is the man. He needs to be re-signed. He's the baddest ass playmaker they have on this team.
On this 2-7 team, yes, you're correct. No question. He's a top playmaker on the 2-7 team. As I
If he was with
consistently
Aaron
say
Rodgers,
to you,
what would he be? What would he be
he'd
with
a
Aaron
Pro Bowl
Rodgers?
player? No question, he'd be a Pro Bowl player. But
Okay.
I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm just putting a franchise tag on him. I'm not committing major big-time dollars to him for this reason. Mike Gesicki, when he's on the field, you're passing. They're passing. And he's pretty much playing like a wide receiver now. He's lining up out wide. Like, okay, so I pay him like a slot receiver. You're breaking up. I don't know.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
I get that, okay, but he's still a great pass catching tight end. What? Can you hear me now? He's a great pass catching tight end. Okay. He
is a great pass catching tight end. However, I don't want that. Okay. I want a real tight end because if I'm putting him on the field. Hello? I don't know.
Oh, it broke up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Can we do this? Can we get him on the phone real quick? Yeah, let's go on the phone. Let's get you on the phone real quick because it'll sound a lot better. Let's finish the interview on the phone. We're going to call you right now. Give us 1 minute, all right? Take a quick quick break here, Sean. We will call you right back right now and get you on. All right, here we go. We'll finish off with Omar Kelly. Give us 1 minute.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5590. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. All right, I think we got Omar there. Omar, you there? You good?
I am here. Yes,
all right,
I am here.
Beautiful. All right, so what were you saying about Gesicki? Go ahead. That you don't want to pay him for what?
I'm going to give him the franchise tag. I'm not committing huge major dollars unless he's taking a multi-year contract as a slot receiver, which is exactly what he is. Now, if he can accept a contract as a slot receiver, getting $8 to $9 million a year, we're cool. But right now, I'd slap him with the franchise tag at 10 and see how he plays another year under maybe a new offensive coordinator and a new whatever comes this team's way. I'm not signing him to a multi-year contract because anytime Gesicki's on the field, you're telegraphing what you're doing. You're telegraphing your intentions.
So let me ask you, I wanted to, because I thought about this, and so I'm going to ask you a question that I know is going to completely stump you, and because you probably have never thought about it this way, because most of us don't. But since you and I have had this conversation for a while now, think about this. How many tight ends in the league can catch like Gesicki and block?
2, And I know people say Kelsey can't block, but I'm sorry, he can. He's
whatever,
he's
dude.
an adequate blocker.
I'll give you Kelsey. I'll give you Waller. I'll give you obviously Kittle. Kittle is the best two-way tight end. He's the best two-way tight end in the NFL because he's the best blocker that is a pass catcher like him. But my point is that perfect tight end you're talking about is actually like a unicorn. It's like it's a rainbow with a pot of gold at the end. It's impossible to find, Omar. You're asking the impossible. What is normal in this league is to have pass catching tight ends that really don't block a lot, because there's a ton of them in this league that don't block, and there's also very little of those guys that you want. It's like 3 or 4 guys, maybe 5. I don't even think there's 5, but whatever. Out of 32 teams, they're so rare, Omar.
I would rather Eric Ebron and OJ Mayo, a guy who can get out there and be a decent. I don't need Gesicki to be my number one target lining up out wide. I think it's a slap in the face to all these receivers when he's lining up out wide.
He's better than them in the air, Omar.
He is better than them. He's a mismatch when you defend him with a safety and a cornerback. Yeah, they're going to do these jump balls. Okay, good and great, and I respect that. But I never cover him with a linebacker. I think any team that covers him with a linebacker, they're stupid, because okay, of course he's going to get separation against a linebacker, but if you put a linebacker on him, if you put a safety, a cornerback on him, I'm talking with a nickel cornerback, it's not like he's going to go in line and then all Dolphins are all of a sudden going to say, oh, let's run the ball because we've got a mismatch on the field. And that's the problem with Gesicki. It's like, all he is a slow wide receiver.
Yeah, I know that, and he's the only guy that can catch balls like that since Oronde Gadsden. And Eric Ebron has been injury prone and inconsistent. I'd rather have Gesicki over Ebron any day of the week and twice on, and Mayo too, bro. I mean, you gave me 2 tight ends that I don't think are good examples to say you take those guys over Mike Gesicki.
I'm saying the type. I'm saying I would rather have a traditional tight end, and I've always been like that.
But Doggy, it's like the fullback. It's disappearing. There aren't many anymore. They don't make them anymore, Doggy.
But Durham might still play a crap load of plays, and it's not like he's good. Adam Shaheen plays a crap load of plays. It's not like he's good. And you know why they play all those plays? Because Gesicki can't block.
So then Hunter Long is that bad?
Yeah, pretty much.
He must be, right? Because, dude, for a Boston College coach to not be playing the kid that he probably pulled for from Boston College, that's got to hurt him. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's got to hurt him. That's got to hurt him big time to not play that guy, dude.
They have 3 tight ends. All of them are average. I doubt any of them would even play for a half-decent team. Not counting Gesicki, because I really don't count Gesicki as a tight end, by the way. But yeah, that's it. I don't. He's a slot receiver,
cool, dude. I mean,
he is a slot receiver. When he lines up in line,
Omar, but that's today's game.
I don't care.
The freak,
what position does he play?
The freak is if you find the Waller. The freak is if you find the Kittle.
Position does he play?
Tight end.
But if you look at his percentage of snaps, he's never in line. He's always out wide. He's always in slot.
But that doesn't.
He's always flexed out.
But Doggy, you're going too traditional. They play tight ends outside, off the line, all the time.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me put this on. Let me end this conversation. I don't want any of these guys. I don't want any of these guys in charge of this team making any decisions for the long-term future of the Dolphins.
Okay.
None of them.
Dude. That's more than fair from you. Any of the fans, anybody that's mad at Greer and Flo and even Ross, if you want, I totally understand that. There's nothing to defend right now. Nothing.
So I want whoever's going to be running this team in the future to just make a decision on Gesicki. Because the last thing I want to do, because hell, this coach got him and didn't even like him at the beginning. And eventually figured out, like, well, I got to play him. Hell, Gesicki didn't play like the first month of the season, really, because they were like, he's limited in what he could do. Well, he's still one of your best pass catchers and one of your top targets right now. 66 receptions, 529 yards, 2 touchdowns. And truthfully, this is unreal because he probably is on pace to get a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, that's right. He's a good player.
And I don't. Yes, he's a good player. I'm not arguing that, and he's a good slot receiver.
By the way, Omar, Keith Jackson wanted nothing to do with blocking, and I'll take him every day of the week and twice on Sundays playing for the He didn't want it. No, Omar, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Keith Jackson didn't want anything to do with blocking or practicing. But then when it came on Sunday, my man, all he did was catch everything inside that Dan Marino threw. So to me, I don't care if you can't necessarily dominate on the line. Can you make plays and be a difference maker?
No, I did. That's not fair to
Gesicki.
me. That's not fair to me. I didn't say I need him to dominate on the line. You can't even put him on the line.
That's fine. I don't mind.
No, it's not.
I don't mind.
No, it's not.
I can get another tight end. I can develop another tight end that's a good blocker and a so-so catcher.
Let me back you into a corner, okay?
Do it.
We put a 3-receiver set on the field with Mike Gesicki and one back, okay?
Right.
The Ravens are now blitzing 8. You call in who to help set the edge?
Well, how about this? I take out one of the receivers and I leave Gesicki on the field.
No. We're ready in play. You got to call it timeout.
No. But see, I'm not Flo. I'm not dumb like Flo.
12 seconds before the ball is snapped. There's no time to make any substitutions.
Omar, you cannot play 3 receivers over Mike Gesicki is my point. The only guy that belongs on the field with Mike Gesicki is Waddle. That's it. Waddle and Gesicki must be 2 of your 3 receivers on every down, my man.
You act like they got anything left. You act like they got anything else to offer.
That's right. You're right. Matt Collins is there. You're right, Matt Collins.
Okay, yeah, Matt Collins. You're right.
Devontae gone, Albert gone, Preston gone, Will Fuller gone. I can't count on any of those 4 guys. So I can count on Mike Gesicki and I can count on Waddle, right? I can count on those guys.
You know how many plays he lined up out wide? He was a split end, which is a slap in the face to every receiver on this team. I know he's super talented, but that's what he's got to play. And it was funny. I asked him.
Wait a minute, Omar. You make it sound like we're supposed to respect the receivers on this team. I have outside of Waddle and Hollins. I have no respect for this receiving.
But you're correct. But now I'm limiting how I cover you because I know Mike ain't gonna take me deep. The 9 route is off the table. Not that the 9 route wasn't off the table already, but it was
true. True that.
But it's now I don't even have to worry about letting him get behind me. I don't even have to play that.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And that's my issue. How are we going to use Gesicki? Not to say because he probably is the best slot receiver. Because to me, Jalen Waddle is a slot receiver. It's a misuse. It's
but with Gesicki, I can dominate the middle of the field with him, and he becomes just a total mismatch. Eventually, when I can actually get an outside receiver I can count on, that will also open up the middle of the field more for him because the deep safety will have to then worry about him. And then I've got Waddle, and I can work whatever I want in a skinny post with Waddle, and I can take you with an outside receiver and Waddle, clear everything up, and underneath I can have Mike Gesicki absolutely assassinating you. And when I'm in the red zone inside the 25-yard line, it's fade patterns to Gesicki galore. We did it with Arondé Gadsden. You can do it with him.
It hasn't worked so far, fade patterns. But anyway,
we're talking about this offense, these coordinators, this offensive line.
Let me ask you this question: They play anybody but Houston. Do they win?
No, of course not, Omar.
Today.
No. I've said that on the show before you were on. It's a win, but it's the ugliest of wins because actually it was a win that continued to educate you on how bad the coaches are, how badly prepared they are. I mean, there's a whole bunch of how bad the line still is. I mean, there's a lot of things that
tragic.
I know.
This might have been the worst performance that they played as an offensive line, and the fact that I'm not going to let it slide. I'm not going to ignore it. It is so bad. It is so bad, and you cannot do anything with this offensive line. This is, without a doubt, hands down, unquestionably the worst offensive line in the NFL, and they might be pushing for the distinction as the worst offensive line in Dolphins history.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. There's no doubt. This is the worst coaching staff in Dolphin history. So I would not be surprised if they develop the worst offensive line in Dolphin history. There's no. Now the problem is with me here is that I still don't believe that they're all bad. They all can't be this bad. It can't be that all the picks are bad. So to me, this coaching staff, I think if you had a good coaching staff, Omar, I think we'd find more nuggets in there, and you'd find some trash, of course. But I think you'd find more
Robert
nuggets.
Hunt, Robert Hunt, maybe Liam at another position. It's just not left tackle.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I know.
It's so bad.
I know. I'm with you.
It's a tragedy.
All right. By the way, are you hiding the women and children on Thursday night?
What do you mean? I'm missing this reference.
The Ravens, they just absolutely pound the Dolphins, beat them up, punch them in the mouth, all that kind of stuff.
I'm coming in. I'm throwing every haymaker I have, and then I'm taking my beat down. Like, man, I'm not quivering. I'm throwing everything I got at him.
No, you should. You're right. You should. You got nothing to lose.
Because I'm blitzing Lamar. He just beats me deep. He beats me deep.
Yeah.
Like he scrambles for 60,000 yards. He scrambles for 60,000 yards. Everything I got, I'm throwing at you. I'm throwing the kitchen sink at you.
I'm with you. All right, what do you got going on the Sun Sentinel, my brother, so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I'm writing a column about, young players like Javon Holland and Brandon Jones. They are the only, basically, the only motivation behind watching the final second half of the season.
All right, let's check it out at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch him here with the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. And it'll be tomorrow morning again at 10:30. Oh, much love, brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You got it. What the hell was that in the background? He is brutal on Mike Gesicki, bro. Brutal. But see, I'm old. So I've been around the block a little bit. So when I can pull out a Jackson out of Oklahoma, you think Shula doesn't want you to block some? Yeah. But when you can catch like him and run like him, Shula would then, okay, so you're not going to be a great blocker. We'll be all right with that. You're not going to practice much? Okay, we'll be all right with that. You're showing up on Sundays. And that's Don Shula, dude. I mean, I don't know why my man Omar doesn't see the value in Mike Gesicki. Because I certainly do. I think the guy's a monster. We lost 0-1. We won. We beat New England. Holy crap. Well, congratulations to Inter Miami. The sensitive ones beat New England 1-0.
But Tweety got the goal.
Tweety, wow, there you go. Nice, a DP. 1 goal in 2 years. Yeah. I think 1 goal, right? I don't think he scored last year. No, I think he did score once last year. He did. Twice? No, right. He has 2. Yes. He did score last year once, so he's got 2 goals. That's fantastic. J-Love, a bust. Oh, man. I know. I know what you're saying. You're watching the Kansas City game, and the kid, listen, if he struggles, he hasn't played any. It's not fair to even judge the kid. You got to give him a lot of playing time before you actually, give up on him. But seriously, on the Gesicki side, I don't understand. See, when I told Omar that, I knew that it would stump him like it would stump any of us. This whole dream of, I want the perfect tight end that can catch and block. There's only a couple of those guys in the entire world. Everybody else is a specialist. And guess what? That's going on in sports all over. That you're more a specialist than you are fundamentally sound all the way around. It's home run or strikeout. You can't hit it to the opposite field. You don't know how to bunt. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. This is how it is. Our sports all over the place: football, basketball, baseball. It's specialists. Hey, so wait a minute. So the Miami Heat aren't supposed to give Duncan Robinson any money because he can't play defense, right? Because isn't Duncan Robinson Mike Gesicki? What's the difference? That's the analogy. This is sports in today's world. It has changed. It has evolved. We can't do anything about it. And the tight end, the fullback disappeared, dude. It's like what's that? What's the word when the animal you barely see? It's very rare. No, it's not rare. There's a word for it that they're almost they're almost extinct. What are they called? Damn, somebody help me out there. But anyway, that's what it is nowadays. The fullback died. There's like 3 left in all of college football. Maybe one can transfer over to the NFL. Before, everybody had a fullback. You had endangered. Thank you. Yes, there we are. Endangered. Why medium rare? Is that your steak? Anyway, so endangered is kind of the idea. Finding a tight end that can pass, catch, and block like Omar wants, that's an endangered species. Okay? Finding a fullback is an endangered species. Finding a baseball player who can hit to the opposite field and bunt, endangered species. That's how if you follow sports like I do, if you watch it, which I know a lot of you do, I'm not sure if Omar watches all sports. Okay, because I get the feeling he's not really heavy into other sports, but at least in football, he's got to see the fullbacks disappeared. You got a tight end that's a specialist. Either he can block or he can catch. These are things that has changed in the game, and you can't do anything about it. Eric Rowe is a specialist. He can only cover tight ends. When he was covering receivers, he was incredibly inconsistent. But when he covers tight ends, he's much more consistent. So the Heat knew that Duncan Robinson can't play defense, can't block, a.k.a. Gesicki, but he has a special skill set that he can score the basketball from all ranges of the floor, which stretches the defense, which opens it out for other players like Bam, like Butler, so he does become valuable. Gesicki's a guy that stretches the field, upward, outward, even deep. He can give you an advantage in the end zone. He skies up in the air. Okay, so he can't block. So he can't drive a defensive end into the ground. Okay, big freaking deal. Get Durham Smythe to do it. And like I told them, you don't have to go with the 3 receivers and Gesicki and have less people to protect your quarterback. You can then pull one of your – if you're the Dolphins, you don't have 3 receivers better than – in fact, you have no receivers better than Gesicki because Jalen Waddle cannot be considered better than Gesicki. And I love what I see from Jalen Waddle. But the only guys I want on the field on every single down, and I never want to see them on the stinking sidelines, is Gesicki and Waddle. Is there a Dolphin fan on the planet that is going to disagree with me that Waddle and Gesicki must be on the field every single down? I want reliable. Devontae Parker, unreliable. Will Fuller, unreliable. Preston Williams, unreliable. Albert Wilson, unreliable. I am tired of unreliable. I saw Matt Collins catch a touchdown today. How many times have I been yelling for Matt Collins to get more involved all season long? How many?
I've lost count.
Exactly. That's exact. I've been yelling at the top of my lungs, play more Matt Collins. And I was glad that Kirk Merritt come in. And I know he had a drop, but he's a young kid, man. He's a baby in his second year. Get him some playing time. Find out if he's reliable. You already know Albert Wilson's unreliable. You already are convinced that Devontae Parker's unreliable. You know Will Fuller's unreliable. And Preston Williams, my God, he believes in Dogecoin. What's wrong with the young man? It's probably why he's dropping passes. Should be talking Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano. He's talking Doge. Come on. Let's see. No Big O. Flo don't like success. Solo Knight says, every damn down, Big O. Galvin says, I agree with you. 5 turnovers is a disgrace. Yeah, unless you're playing the Texans. You can turn it over 5 times and still win. And like me, have the guts to bet on the Dolphins at -5.5 today. And when they named Brissett the starter, I doubled down on the bet. Ha! Gotta have some faith in your team once in a while. or as Omar put it, he was right. I had faith that it was Allen that said it. I had faith that the Houston Texans suck so bad that, they would get it done. Oh, God. Michael Forte says, finish 10-7, get wild card, win Super Bowl. It's not very realistic. I mean, we're right around the corner. You can feel, the Super Bowl right around the corner, right there. Although I want to save it for a year because I want to go out to Phoenix for the Super Bowl. I want to go out there. I want the show ready to go. Although we might be ready for the Super Bowl if the Dolphins were there. We'll get it done. One way or another. Let's see. We know QAM won't, that's for sure. Look at QBs. They never ran for thousands of yards in their career. Now they do. The game evolves. Marino used to take a step or two to the side to avoid a sack. Can't do that anymore. It's changed. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of mobility. You are correct, sir. You, sir, are a smart sports fan. You watch the games. Something that I hear from a lot of hosts on television and radio. A lot of times when I hear them talk, it's like, yeah, you're not watching the game. You're not watching the game. You, sir, watch the game. Hollins, dude, not Collins. Did I say Collins? Did I say Collins? I meant Hollins. If I said that, I apologize.
I missed it if you did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would say Hollins, but.
Oh, we had a first today in the NFL, by the way.
What's that?
Since they started recording sacks in 1982.
Right.
The Bills' Josh Allen was sacked by the Jacksonville Jaguars' Josh Allen. The first time ever in the NFL.
A Josh Allen sacking a Josh Allen.
Anybody with the same name sacking its counterpart.
That's funny. That's funny. 2 really good players, by the way. Because both Josh Allens are badasses, dude. And I gotta say, honestly, I never saw the Buffalo kid turn into this. Because I watched him at the Senior Bowl, and he was disgraceful. He was hitting people in the stands. Okay? Seriously. By the 3rd day of practice at the Senior Bowl, everybody in the stands had helmets on. Then he has his rookie year, and he was terrible again. And you're like, okay, he wasn't really good at Wyoming, which is terrible, a terrible conference. Then he's not good at the Senior Bowl. He looks completely out of place. And then he goes to his rookie year, and he's horrible. And then all of a sudden, the 2nd and 3rd years, wham! Never saw it coming. Never saw it coming. I don't think 99% of the people ever saw it coming. And the 1% is probably the Josh Allen family is the only ones that actually thought it would be coming. But kid's a baller, man. Got to give him some love. Big O, can the Dolphins go to the CFL and win a Grey Cup? No, they don't have the coaching. See, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. The coaching on this team could not win in the CFL. They couldn't win in the AFL. They couldn't win in the UFL. They couldn't win in the XFL. Okay, when I tell you this is the worst coaching staff in the history of the Miami Dolphins, I'm not kidding. This is such a remedial staff. It's pathetic and it's embarrassing. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up here. By the way, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important that you always smash the like button. That spreads the algorithm. More people get it. We got 600 people on the live chat right now. Please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important. Remember, the Cash App and Venmo links are there. if you want to make a donation and help us grow. We'd appreciate it immensely. By the way, I did not mention, I think Ray Martinez, thank you, sir, giving us a little love on the Cash App. Very nice of you, giving us a little support there. We really appreciate it. And as always, we thank all of you for tuning in, for hitting the like button, for subscribing, for hitting the notification bell. If you're listening on the podcast, hit that like button, spread the word. We love you for it. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Sean Stanley, sir, you are a monster. You are awesome. And we thank all the great people out here at Sports Grill. We'll see you on Thursday and 8 o'clock start, right? So we will be on at 6 o'clock live right here from Sports Grill in Bird Road. Y'all be good. Much love. Be safe.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports